Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because without you guys, none of this is possible. Thank you guys so much for your support. We're going to hop into the first topic of the day, and it talks about Jeremy Langford being called up to the 53-man roster and Danny Woodhead being put on IR. And it's something that we knew was going to happen. Danny Woodhead has been put on IR. He will be able to return in 8 weeks due to the rule that lets players come from IR and play again. This year, you can have 2 players do that, and you don't have to designate them when they first get put on IR. So I really do believe he'll be brought back later in the season. The first game that he can return for is against the Green Bay Packers, so that should be an interesting matchup there. But what I want to talk about now is Langford, because for the next 6-7 weeks, he's going to be part of that rotation. Now, it's so crazy how injuries change the shape of a team, but remember, Buck Allen was the 3rd back on this team. Now he's the 2nd back, and now you got Langford filling in that 3rd back spot. Now, Langford's very talented. And I think he's a better back than Buck Allen, because when he was in Chicago, he showed me that he was a better back than Buck Allen. Now, what's going to happen is that you're going to see a more physical game from him than a Buck Allen and a Terrence West. He's much more physical. You'll see him, instead of doing the dancing that you see those running backs do, he'll go straight through some people. I'm excited to see that. The power run game, he should be big. When you have him in there, and if you get a Patrick Ricard to become a good fullback, that's gonna be dangerous. I'm excited to see. Again, he's one of these running backs that never goes down on first contact. So I want to see that. I don't want to see him, dance, because when running backs like him try to dance, they aren't good enough. And that's what got him cut from the Bears. He needs to be himself, and he needs to just go and get those extra tough yards and fill that role for the Baltimore Ravens, and I think he can do that, and I'm excited to see that happen. Again, sad about Danny Woodhead. Again, in that first quarter when he was there, that first drive, he was the best player on offense. You guys let me know if you agree with that, but he was, in my opinion, and I think that losing him is going to be hurting. But I think Langford adds a power dynamic that the Ravens didn't have in their rushing game, and I'm excited to see how that helps improve the rushing game and how that helps improve the offense as a whole. So you guys let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about Langford being called up? Did you guys maybe want to see Alex Collins, the other running back on the practice squad? Do you want to see him get called up? I think they made the right decision in choosing Langford, but again, you guys let me know in the comments below, and we're going to move on to the next topic, which talks about Ray Lewis, the great one, the best player at the linebacker position in the history of the NFL, has officially been nominated for the National Football League Hall of Fame. So first, congratulations to Ray Lewis, people in his family, all that good stuff. This is a no-brainer, and I'm only going to spend a short time on this topic just to talk about it, because we know, they know, everyone knows, Ray Lewis is one of those name players. Now, what's a name player, you ask? Well, a name player is a player that, when you're doing the deliberation, when everyone's in there voting, they're trying to make a decision, the person who represents Ray Lewis just goes up and says, Ray Lewis. And then that's it. They don't have to explain his stats. They don't have to explain how important he was to the Baltimore Ravens. They don't have to explain that the 2 greatest times in Baltimore Ravens history, he was a big part of it. You don't have to explain all that. All you gotta do is say his name. And the Ravens really have 2 players, in my opinion, and 3 players in most people's opinions that are like that. And it's awesome to be part of a franchise as a fan that has so many great players that are at the top. They're not just good players that, kind of get in, into the Hall of Fame. These are players that are the best at their position, maybe ever. And Ray Lewis is one of those. Congratulations to Ray Lewis. This is his first year eligible. He will be a first-year Hall of Famer. Again, congratulations. In my opinion, Ray, you're the best middle linebacker in football. And you guys let me know in the comments below, do you think he's the best middle linebacker in football? I would love to know. And now we're going to move on to the third topic, and it talks about CJ Mosley, my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. And CJ Mosley received the best score for linebackers in Week 1 from Pro Football Focus, at 88.9. It's a great score for a linebacker, and it's a very, very good score for a player like CJ Mosley. Mosley had a great game. Again, what separates CJ is his ability, as you can see in this play, his ability to play coverage. He's smart. He has that quality that you want from a middle linebacker. And we've been fortunate to have great middle linebackers, the same way Green Bay has great quarterbacks. I'm happy about this. I'm super excited about this. In my opinion, CJ Mosley is going to be a top player. He's good at the run. He's good at the pass. He's good at every little thing. And I really do think he has a chance to be great. Just out of this world great. Again, there's other linebackers like Luke Kuechly that match up to him, but I really think that he is going to be one of the best Baltimore Ravens players when his career is done. And this year, he'll be one of the best defensive players in the NFL, enough to warrant some conversation about defensive MVP, especially if the defense is as good as we think it's going to be. So I'm excited about that. You guys let me know. Again, another short-term topic, not much to discuss. He performs well. Again, you see, he right now has a 1 interception. Last year he had 4, which was his career high. I think if he keeps on playing like the way he's playing, he could, break all his career highs and be a great player for the team, really. So we're gonna move on to the last final topic, which is the mailbag question. Thank you guys so much for sending in questions. And if you want to send in a question for Raven Space Mailbag, you can send it to mailbag@theravenspace.com, just like Alex did. And Alex asks, what role do you think Max Williams will have this year? Do you think he has to have a potential for a breakout season? Thank you so much for your question, Alex. And yes, I do think that he has potential for a breakout season. Do I see it happening? Not really. Last game, you saw that the passing game for the Ravens is getting caught up because Joe Flacco was not there to build that chemistry. It's getting caught up. Not a lot of passes really to receivers down the field. Certainly not a lot to tight ends. But I do think that he has a chance. He's the most explosive tight end the Ravens have on the roster. And you guys know I'm not a fan of Max Williams, but I have to give him that. If there's going to be a great tight end on this roster, it's going to be Max Williams. Now, Nick Boyle has a chance to be a good tight end, but a great tight end is going to be Max Williams. He just has all the playmaking ability that you hope to have. Now, he just needs to put it together in order to become a great player. I don't think he's done that yet. Again, when you see him on the field, sometimes it looks like he's a little lazy in his routes, or he drops the ball and different things like that. And all that is concentration and hard work, right? You can get better at those things, right? You can get better at that. He has the physical intangibles, right? He has the speed for a tight end that you want. You just want him to put the other things together. The stuff like Ben Watson. Ben Watson in his old age doesn't have the stuff, the skill set, but he has the intangibles. He's a smart football player. Ben Watson can run the routes. Ben Watson catches the ball when it's thrown at him. We just need Max Williams to learn some of that, put it in his bank, and take that to the field. And we saw in the preseason how explosive Max Williams can be. Again, if he is like that, he would be the starter right now. Nick Boyle's the starter right now because you can expect Nick Boyle to be consistent in the receiving game. You can expect him to be consistent in the running game. You can't expect that from Max Williams. But when Max Williams gets that and he puts that all together, he can have a good season. He won't have a breakout season like Dennis Pitta had last year, but he can have a breakout season for him and actually put himself on the map as the one and only starting tight end. And that's just my opinion. You guys let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. And that is the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe to Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, again, if you guys want to help us out and support independent media, please become a Patreon subscriber. Check it out down in the description below. Check out our Raven Space t-shirt store and our different social media channels. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.